They're
concrete
walls. Yeah, they're poured-in-place concrete walls.
The ceiling. Several are stucco in that area, I thought, but maybe I'm just...
No, these are solid concrete. They're pretty thick concrete.
Even the ceilings, which, for the sake of the fire, saved a lot of it because it was unable to get into the attic and destroy rafters and things like that.
They had shiplap attached to the concrete, and then in other areas they had stucco attached to the concrete, but the walls itself is concrete. And the windows were old casement windows, which they don't make anymore.
They are the ones you're thinking of that look like stucco.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
The two structures are not attached, right?
By a small catwalk.
Are you speaking of the one in the back?
Yeah.
Of the legal or the non-conforming? It's attached by, yeah, it's just a small breezeway.
Attached to the main house?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You wouldn't be able to do anything with it or the back?
Yes.
Just
Yeah,
the structure itself?
I'm sorry I wasn't here when all this started, but what's in question? The fact that he has a back structure?
That's a different issue than this.
Oh, okay.
Than this structure, but yes, that will be an issue down the road.
But none of that was involved in the fire damage that caused them?
There's no fire damage on the back structure.
One room on one house.
So if there was an order issued, attorney can correct me, it would need to be on the main principal structure only, and
Yes.
could not involve anything else.
Right, and I think, too, you can always make your order subject to the ZBA's findings if that makes you more comfortable, or you can reset till after the ZBA makes an order. But your options generally with this type of situation is to either allow time to repair it and give a specific amount of time, or to require that it be demolished and give a specific amount of time. Usually when you allow time to repair, the order says you have X amount of days to repair it, and in the event that you don't repair it to code within 90 days, then you must demolish it, or the city is authorized to demolish it if the city so chooses. So usually if you want to give him time to repair it, you give him time to repair or demolish at his election, just whatever he decides to do. You just set a firm date. But it's really up to you all about whether you require it demolished or allow him time to repair it, make it subject to the ZBA's findings, or postpone until the ZBA has a chance to hear the case.
Unhappy neighbors, because they cut off the driveway.
The thing is, do you have a plan of action?
I do.
We can-
I do. Anybody want to see that? I can kind of recite the plan of action if you can't read my chicken scratch.
Better than mine, so it's pretty...
As far as the interior, goes, with the walls and ceilings being concrete, they're all in good shape. So it doesn't leave a lot, it leaves cabinetry, windows, bathtub and vanity. You know, there's not a whole lot there that,
And roof.
So if we said 90 days, we said 90 days on that, it's not gonna be an issue.
no, not at all.
But is this standard to anyone else that would come in and flip a house, or is it because it was fire damage and now it's I don't know.
Well, it's not, if it's any house that's been condemned, it's standard. It can be condemned because of fire or for disrepair. But if the house isn't condemned, the flipper doesn't have to come in and do this, no.
So do we put timelines on the others? Yeah. Just if they're considered substandard.
It'd be the
Very first step in the
We
process.
just condemn the substandard.
Yeah. So yeah, the very first step that often gets overlooked is, and in this case I don't think it's even being disputed, but the very first finding that you make tonight is whether you agree that it's substandard or not. So theoretically, code official could bring you a property and you look at the pictures and go, what are you talking about? We find this isn't even substandard, and then it's all over. So first you have to find that it's substandard, which is defined in your code as basically uninhabitable. And then, after that, you decide, well, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to allow him to fix it? And if so, how long are we giving? Or are we going to say, it's infeasible of repair, we want you to demolish it, and we're going to give you 30 days or... So it's just sort of, what are we going to do about it? Give him a chance to fix it up? Or require him to demolish it? Your code, which tracks state law, says that you aren't even really allowed to give him time to repair unless he comes in with a plan, and he's prepared and presents a plan to you like that. And so since he has, you have the whole range of options in front of you to give him 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to repair. And if he doesn't at the end of that period of time, then you have the authority to have the city go in and demolish it, or bring him back in and discuss where he's at.
So, to me, it doesn't make sense to make it dependent on what the ZBA does, because in all likelihood, if they don't allow that, he's going to tear down that back structure and continue to improve this structure. I mean,
So, yeah, I think,
two separate deals.
the main house, I think, is all we're talking about today, and not the back structure. I think we're all on the same page.
Right, but there was talk of making it dependent, or you suggested even, that was one of the options.
Sure, I
was
think if
make
you
it
felt more
dependent.
comfortable waiting to see what they said, if that was confusing.
But I don't think it's going to impact this structure, and I don't see the need to tie his hands myself on this structure based on what's happening back there.
In fact, me, he could go ahead and start on this one while he's getting a decision on the back. But if he needs, and from what I understand, he said he can do it in 90 days, and to me, it makes sense to go ahead and get started on that house.
And it's not like he doesn't own it already,
Right.
like it's a purchase or not purchase decision, he's already purchased it.
Everybody agree? I move the city council
Right, we've got to close the public hearing.
Oh, and if you don't mind,
Come on, Dan.
Anything else?
if you don't mind just asking if anybody else in the public has anything to say.
Does anyone else have anything else to say? He's pulling my strings up here, so. Hearing none, we're gonna close it, public hearing, 7:29. And now we're gonna go to action. Let me get back over here to it.
As usual, you have about 5 different,
Yeah, I know which one I'm gonna pick.
uh,
Ready, Dan?
Yep.
Okay.
Are you doing number 2?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I move that the city council find that the building located on 636 Shemey, based on evidence presented in this hearing, is substandard, and that the building is feasible of repair, and here order that the building be repaired by the owner within 90 days. Everybody all right with that?
would you go back to number 1, sir?
I don't want number one.
We gotta have number 1.
He means little number 1.
Then little number 1, at the top of the page.
It looked like you just went from that to number 2.
I went to 2, yeah.
Yeah, so you read number 1.
Okay. Okay, number 1, that the conditions set forth by the building official report exist to the extent that the life, health, property, and safety of the public and occupants of the building is applicable or in danger, and that would be 2, that the building is feasible of repair, therefore order the building to be repaired by the owner within 90 days and by the lien owner or mortgagee to within an additional 30 days if the owner does not reply. Okay, move forward. Keep going.
Just, it's comply, it's the reply.
Complies, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it?
And number 3?
Oh, okay. And board orders. That's it. Compliance of the repairs within 30 days and has established a specific time schedule with the owner or mortgagee for repair, and we order that the building be repaired in conformance with the required of section 3.07.004 of the River Oak City Code of Ordinance 2006 as amended or demolished by the owner